Hey guys, it's Johnny, and today we are playing FlatOut. It's a demolition derby and racing game, and it's awesome. I grew up playing this stuff. Let's see, my first exposure to this game was on PS2, and it was fun, not gonna lie. When it was released, it was supposed to be a throwback to Destruction Derby, and it's kind of crazy arcadey style gameplay. They decided not to go the arcade route with this game, though. They decided to go more of a simulation as far as handling goes and physics and all that. So, yeah, without much further ado, let's get into it. Like I said, it's a Demolition Derby game. Its main feature was crash physics and just destruction. Anything you saw, and even some of the buildings, you could destroy. You can take trees out, okay? A lot of them are static, you can't take them out, but you could take trees, all of the power poles you see, every single one of the wooden ones, you can take down. You can break parts off of, like, dump trucks and shit. It was just fun. So anyways, I'm kind of all over the place. It's just a racing game, and it's also a stunt game. Its main features, physics, and the fact that you can fling your body out of the car. All of these, you see how it has the icon for the human? You use your body as the pawn to make points. Human darts. You know, this is basically darts. It's just you have to hit one of the spots. And then you got bullseye and all that. You also have Demolition Derby. There's not too many demolition derbies in the standard game, but for PC, there was mods. The modding community was pretty small for it, and there was really only one modding tool that I ever used, and it was FlatOut Joint Mod Manager. I can't find it. The website got taken down. I have some of my old mod files, and I'm going to see if I can dig around through them and see if I can get it to work, but I doubt it. I highly doubt it'll work. So, with mods, you could have more Demolition Derby and more cars and even an inside camera, which is what I use 90% of the time. Standard game doesn't have that, unfortunately. Another thing you can do is tune your car, make it go faster, make it turn faster, make it not bounce so much when it's broken, and make it not break so fast. So, you know, that's kind of normal. I remember on the PS2, all of the tuning screens for racing games were like 2D interfaces. They just had a picture of the part or described it. This was new to me. It was all 3D modeled parts, and I thought that was cool. Even though it's a little thing, it just blew my mind as a kid. So, you know, we got different grades of parts, and you know, you have to get the lower grades to get the higher ones. So that's pretty generic. Let's do a race. I've already talked about this for 5 minutes, so let's do Bay Amateur. Now, I'm racing with a wheel, and I'm not used to playing this game at all with a wheel, so if I suck, I'll put the link for the wheel. It's Ferrari Red Legend. Oh yes, the music! God, the music on this game was awesome. So, back when Bugbear was small, was when this game was made. All of the music is indie titles. They actually got it from a website for indie British music. I think it was British. And, yeah, so all of the music they used was free. And at the time, the website was still around. You could actually go there and download music for free. It was all royalty free and all that. So I'm hoping that some of the later races won't have copyrighted music, because I'll be a little upset. Ugh. So FlatOut spawned a couple of sequels, and I think it even had a unique port on Wii. That sucked, by the way. Around the corner, please. Thank you. But FlatOut 2 was the more popular of all of them. I remember that game being literally everywhere, and I actually remember seeing commercials for it in my area. and I have to admit FlatOut 2 was like the most fun of all of the games by Bugbear that I've ever played. So, one thing that carried over into FlatOut 2 was the roster of characters. Now, they're not so prominent in this game. It's just a racing and demolition derby game in this incarnation of FlatOut. In FlatOut 2, they actually had personalities. It was text personalities and like pictures of their car and poses and stuff and the art, but they had personalities for all of the computer opponents in the game, and I thought that was a nice touch. And all of the characters in this game, all of the names on the high score and the times were carried over into FlatOut 2. Like Jake Benton, he's always in a yellow car, and he's actually the guy I'm battling for first right now. Or I would be if he could get on my level. You know what I love about this game? The fact that I'm playing it right now in 1080p with an uncapped frame rate. At least for me, it's capped to 30 on the recording. It is buttery smooth. I'm running the monitor at 75 Hertz. It is so smooth. It's an old game too, so, you know. Oh, I love it. So, the one thing I didn't really like about the game was the fact that whenever you started a map, I think it was an engine limitation because mods couldn't fix it either, but whenever you started a map, it would not change the audio track. It would just loop the audio. So that was a bummer. But dude, the music they picked, like all of it is good. I had an MP3 player that I bought and actually ripped all of the music off the CD I had, and rode it to school on the bus. You know, not rode the MP3 player, but rode the bus to school with all the music. It was so good. Oh yeah, and the replay feature. You had one. The downside was you couldn't save it. Mods fixed that, but in a vanilla game you couldn't. Oh, there's one thing in this game that I loved. You could destroy shit for cash. So if you didn't want to race, you could just go and make your grand out of destroying every single thing on the entire map. You had to finish the race to keep the money, but you having a bad day? Destroy shit. So I only got $130 for smashing things, which isn't too bad actually for getting first place and not really going around and smashing things, but you could literally make more off of smashing things, especially in the snow areas, than you could out of racing in the entire first stage. So let's tune this up a little bit. Tires and body, alright. Let's do the next race. Let's mess with the AI this time. Okay. You could get nitrous and just destroy all. Yes. Oh. Oh, I have to catch up. Fucking rocks. I hate rocks in this game. See, their bump map doesn't match their shape. Most of them are just huge spheres. No matter what angle you hit it, it'll roll your car over. They're a pain in the ass. Yes. Yeah, fuck you, buddy. I love fences and tires. They're like the easiest way to make nitrous. Oh yeah, and if you destroyed shit, you would get nitrous for it, so that was cool. Let's nail this guy. Let's not nail this guy. Ugh. I think my dead zone might be off on my steering wheel. Yeah, it definitely is. Go. Don't go over. Oh, I lost parts. You know, the one thing I hated about having the FlatOut joint mods was if you totaled out your car so that it was on fire, you couldn't fucking see in the camera that I preferred. Like, you couldn't see shit because the smoke was so thick. So there was something funny about this game, especially it being from an early developer or early into gaming, was Bugbear released this game version 1.0, like a lot of games did back in the day. They didn't have like patch support that was so widespread because it was one of their biggest titles as a first or second, maybe even a third release. And so they hadn't established a website or a service for hammering out updates. And, oh yes, there. So, one of the problems that they had with the game, it was a visual thing, but it bugged a lot of people, was the fire, when the engine was on fire, would actually stay proportioned or directioned to the car. Like, if the car was upside down, so was the fire. The smoke would go into the ground also, rather than into the air, you know, because heat rises, you know, towards the sky, and it didn't do that. It didn't work out so well. So I remember a lot of people that were online never actually grabbed that patch for the fire and smoke. They just left it because by the time they had established updating, everybody was on the same version, and they just didn't want to update because a lot of their friends couldn't get back online. Oh, big wipeout! Fuck you, Blocky! But, yeah, I thought that was funny. It irritated the shit out of me, but, you know, at the same time, it's pretty cool. Yes! Air! Ooh. Nailing that sign right out of the park, man. I love this game. This is like all I played for a long time. When I purchased my first PS2 controller, or I mean PS3 controller, that was, yes! Haha! Fuck you! When I purchased my first PS3 controller, this was like all I played on the PC was this game. Because I had the controller with the analog and all that, and the triggers had, were like an Xbox. They had like a PS3 equivalent to X input for the PC, so you had variable gas, and I went from playing it on keyboard and mouse to that, so that was a big thing for me. This was one of them games I played all the time with that. Oh, let's put some more into the car. Okay, let's go to the third environment. Oh yes, the best song, No Man's Land by Full Diesel. This song is so metal. I love it. Let's go this way. I lost parts. Losing parts is always a bad sign, especially when you were using the camera that I used. Oh, it sucked. It was so long. Okay, so losing body parts on the car sucked in that camera because your engine would catch on fire and you just couldn't see through it. Boink. So that's the third environment, is a construction yard. I think there's two of each environment except for snow, because a lot of races are cut from the same map, and that's the way that works. So if you went and got the FlatOut joint mods, you could actually have many different combinations of racetracks. It was crazy. I think the first tier had something like 30 races rather than just, I think, 9. That's what it is? Yeah, 9. And yeah, so that's it for this one. The next video of me playing this will be me finishing up the bronze and dabbling into bonus a little bit. So yeah, stay tuned for more.